A few years ago, I was in my late 20s. I had a graduate degree and a really good $90,000 a year job. And it was around that same time I started working on my own little side businesses. And I learned even then that if I was really smart with money, I would quit that $90,000 a year job and devote all of my time and attention to the little side business, all because of this one lesson that we'll talk about in this video. What I was working on was my very first blog. And as most bloggers know, when you're first getting started, it can feel like you're not accomplishing very much. But let's say that in the early phases of a new website, you're getting 10,000 page views per month. You start at 10,000. And over the course of the next 2 years, you can grow that through hard work and effort to 250,000 page views each and every month. Now that may seem very intimidating if you were building a blog and in the early days, but it's actually something that's totally doable and that we have done. In fact, we have single blog posts that get over 10,000 page views per month for what took about 90 minutes to write. So it doesn't take very many winners to get your traffic to do exactly what we've been talking about. But the traffic alone on a new website means absolutely nothing for your pocketbook. But what it is a fantastic engine, because working on this over the course of a couple of years, we can now have an engine, an opportunity to sell something, to make a buck 250,000 times. But in the meantime, if you've done nothing but try to get traffic, here's your pocketbook. It's blank. But what if we take one day and we create a simple information product? Over time, that one little information product could sell and you could have a nice income over time. Now let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. A few years ago, I made my first information product. We thought that video might be too complicated, so we sat down with a microphone and a very basic outline. And in about 4 hours, we created a course all about podcasting. That's a product that has been available for sale for over 3 years now, and that continues to make us money year after year, month after month, and day after day. The product was called Podcast Advance. We sold it for $15, and literally all we did was package up those MP3s and make them available as a download on our website. It was very simple. Let's say you could do the same kind of thing. Make a $20 informational product that you can just sell very simply on your own website. Well, if you have 10,000 page views every month, that's 10,000 opportunities to sell your product. You think that if you could pitch a product to 10,000 people every month, you could sell 10? 10 of those every month is $200 a month. Now that's not a very substantial income if you're looking at a $90,000 a year salary, but it's what you can do with it from there that makes it really compelling. Because remember, it's $200 a month at 10,000 page views. But look at what we talked about with traffic. We're going to grow from 10,000 to 250,000. So this isn't actually a straight line. This is an upward trajectory. But that $20 product isn't just going to earn you $200 a month. Because of the work you're going to put in a little every day to grow your traffic to 250,000 page views. So over the course of 2 years, assuming that for every 10,000 people that come to your website, you can earn $200, we are going to earn $58,760 over the course of the next 2 years because of that info product that took you 1 day of work to create. Now let's assume that you spend another day working on an upsell for your existing product. For example, on improvephotography.com, Jim will sell the Photography Basics course. But as soon as somebody has hit buy on that course and the credit card information is already entered, then the sales tool will pop up a screen that says, hey, would you also like the intermediate course? And if somebody clicks yes, it's a very simple, frictionless transaction that allows them to have the second course, usually at a discounted price. That upsell can increase your income by 40% just by creating a second little product for the people that have already been sold on the first one. What that does is it changes this trajectory and gives you a slightly steeper curve. Now what we found is it can be really difficult to sell a simple course that just feels like a YouTube video. So to improve that product, you can spend just 1 day adding stuff to it to create a kit or a bundle that's going to help that product sell substantially better and potentially allow you to slightly increase the price. By doing that, by improving your conversion rate alone, you can change that trajectory and make it even steeper. Each day of work that I put in this business improves my trajectory. I have a beautiful upward curve because of the daily work that I get to put in to driving more traffic to my online business. I have improvements in that upward curve because of simple little things that I do with one day at a time of work that dramatically change the trajectory of my income forever. However, when I work a normal job or when I run a small business, my income trajectory is flat. I work today, I make $200. I go to work tomorrow, I make $200. And if I work really hard and make the company a lot of money, then maybe I can get to a point where I make $210. That does not change anything substantially. So the moral of the story is go start a business, right? Well, is it really? Let's say you go start a boutique clothing store. You work really hard today, and today you earned some money. You go in tomorrow, you work extra hard, you earn a little more money, but you work really hard for weeks and weeks and weeks, and you have a really big sale. And on that day, you have a nice spike. And then you go in the next day, and you make your normal income again. What is that hard work that you put in for that one day? What does that do for you a week from now, a month from now, or a year from now? Absolutely nothing. It has done nothing to change your trajectory. I know what this feels like. I did it for years. I worked a normal job and I had to claw my way every day just to try to get a few more bucks. But at the end of every day, I'd go to bed and in the morning, it felt like Groundhog's Day. Every single day, I was right back where I had started the day before. And there's nothing more frustrating than living a life that feels like there's no progression. So passive income's the answer, right? Everybody's talking about passive income. Passive income this, passive income that. If you can make passive income, you will be wealthy. Well, that's just not always the case. You see, because passive income just means that something you do can then make you money while you sleep. But if you do things where the income stream runs out before you're able to do something to add to the income stream, well, then it's no better than just having that boutique clothing store. What you need is something that's long enough lasting that you can actually have a trajectory business. You see, what made it so compelling for me to quit my $90,000 a year job so that I could do this was I saw that YouTube videos that I had made 2-3 years ago were still getting views every single month. Blog posts that were 8 or 9 years old were still getting traffic every single month. And what that led me to see is that with this type of business, we can actually have a trajectory because the work I did 5 or even 10 years ago is still reaping me rewards. So the one lesson is this. In a normal job or even in most small businesses, the work that you do each day yields an income for that day, but no change in trajectory. But with these kind of online passive businesses that we're talking about, you can actually have a trajectory that grows and improves with every single day of work that you put in. It's like if I could lift a weight once today and every day for the next 5 years, it could continue to make me stronger. Most of the world doesn't work that way, but it does in this kind of business. Now I get it. People are going to have concerns. Google could change something. We could have a hiccup and it could cause my trajectory to have little bumps in the road along the way. Maybe a server went out here and it cost me a little bit of time. Maybe Google had an algorithm update. But the point is that it is still an upward trajectory of income that you just can't get in a normal job or even in most businesses. So I've seen this in my business. We have little dips and bumps here and there. But what I've also seen in my business is this upward trajectory. Now, you're probably going to work at least 8 hours a day if you're working a normal job. You are putting so much effort in. What if instead you could just fire yourself up and work hard in all of your free time for the next 60 days to build an engine something that would allow you to be able to then start putting in little one-day efforts, and every single day would change the trajectory of your income forever. So here's how to get started. First, you've got to pick a topic. And the easiest way to do that is just to go to your search bar and type in Google My Activity. Google will tell you what you've spent time searching. Maybe it was a hobby. Maybe it was a problem that you had that you were looking for a solution. I have websites about cabins, campers, dirt bikes. We've done boats and pocket knives and just anything you can imagine. There's really no limit to what type of information you could share. And if it's something that you spent time researching, then it's something that was either interesting enough to you or that was important enough for you to research that you put real time into it. And if you can package up the information you learned from that into any sort of content that would be helpful for somebody else so that they could research it faster and better, then you're going to be creating value that will last for years to come. Now, the next thing you got to figure out is how are you going to share that information? Do you prefer to type and to write about it? Well, then go start a blog. Do you prefer to talk about it? A podcast may be the right venue for you to get your message out there. Do you think that making videos on YouTube would be a good way to go? Then start a YouTube channel. Most people are not going to want to do the YouTube channel. But you know, and I know that YouTube works because you are here watching me on YouTube right now. YouTube is a scary place for a lot of people, and because of that, it is a fantastic place to get any message out there for the world to hear and to grow your online passive income business. If you're still not 100% sure what to do to get started, go check out our webinar where we talk about exactly what you need to do to take the next step toward building your online trajectory business today.